So, next up, as you've seen, guys, we've spoken about playgrounds, and playgrounds are a great tool for doing many things, and for doing prototyping as well. And so you can learn with playgrounds, but you can also enhance your UI. And that's exactly the topic the next speaker is going to talk about, is to use playgrounds to build a better UI. So with the talk, Building Your UI Developers Toolbox with Playgrounds, please welcome on stage, Hugh.
Hi. Hi. Thank you. So first of all, if you want the same experience than before, just close your eyes every now and then, and you will have the same experience as the talk just before me. So I work at Wired Beauty, which is a beauty connected object company, and we had to build like some UI, and I wasn't really satisfied with the tools that I had, so I decided to build some. Because when you work on some UI, you always have to tweak and finick here and there, and it's really boring to have to build your app and run it on your phone and then check it and then tweak it again. So let's talk, first of all, there's a saying that says a workman is as good as his tool, by some unknown wise man. And here it's me, fixing my truck with my homemade car lift. And if it's true, then I'm a pretty shitty mechanic, because that's a pretty shitty tool. I almost died here. It's not funny. And so I think we should tweak it a little bit and say a developer is as good as his ability to improve his tool. And what is great is, as developer, we can. And with Swift Playground, we can even more easily do that. But first, why will you want to build a tool? Isn't Xcode enough? Like some people were saying before, Swift Playground on iPad, maybe they're going to bring Xcode on iPad or whatever. Like, it's already a great tool. Well, they did remove extension, Alcatraz, and brought some kind of other extension, so you might thought like, well, you have everything already. But I think Playground is actually an extension in itself. It allows you to not just simulate things and experiments, it allows you to build tools that you can use and reuse through all your projects. So how did I come to that? It all started with that. So it's not a logo for some kind of new extremist party or religion. It was just a little image that was trying to symbolize what we have a connected beauty mask, and it can warm up on your face. More on that in another day, maybe after beer. And so the little red dot was supposed to grow to symbolize that heating process. And that's what my designer gave us, and I was like, that's pretty shitty. And I guess if I just make it grow, that's going to be really annoying. So I thought like, well, I have to play with the timing of the animation. And if you've ever done like core graphic animation, it used something called CA media timing function. Try to say that really fast 3 times. And it's work with some Bezier curve. If you don't know that, then you're not really an iOS developer. But so I came up with the idea of making this even more unpronounceable thing, which is CA media timing function control, which will allow me to tweak live the timing function of my animation and see the result of my animation being played with that media timing function. In that order, I think. So if you normally you use like linear, is in out, is out, and you show it to whoever and you say it's great because just like go really fast at the end or whatever, but I wanted more. So here's the tool that I built. So that's the playground right part of, you will see maybe a bit of the code later. And so let's see what it does. So that's my shitty animation. And I can tweak live the Bezier curve of the animation in order to make it a bit faster at the end, or maybe play with it. And once again, it could be any animation. It can be your animation on the top here. And the tool is at the bottom, and you can tweak it live, just experiment with it, just lose some time just before whatever coffee you're going to get. And it was actually really fun to be able to interact live with my animation. It made it like more interesting to me, and I really tweaked more until I find the perfect result that match even the heating process, because it's, you know, thermodynamic, really complicated. So how do you use that? The code will be available on GitHub, so please check out my GitHub one day. But here's if you already have the tool. So it's fairly easy once you've built it. You just use Playground with live view. Everybody, I guess, know live view. And you add your sample view that you're working on. And you can instantiate that control, add it as a sub view. And then you will just have to synchronize on whenever I change the value, it will call back that callback, and I can reassign the timing function. It's a little bit a lie here, because I actually have to add the ability to change the timing function of my animation at any time. So there is some tweaking of your own view before you can use it with that tool. So that was one of the tools I built to improve my UI developer toolbox. The second one is View Resizer. So View Resizer is just like everybody know, like, you know, size classes or whatever. I wanted a little bit more, and so I did that. Sorry for the quality. And so here there's a little thing on the bottom right side, and you can just live resize, and you see the font size is going to change. Then I'm going to remove some information because I have less space. And then when it starts to be all little, I'd even remove that. And the idea was, like, depending on the place where that view will be on my app, I will always use the same view, and it will animate between the two. And I want to test that, and so that's why I built that tool. Same thing, in order to use it, you just add it as a sub-view. And this time, you just have to set it as a content view, because it will just dynamically resize its own content view. You don't have anything else to do. So what are the caveats of trying to build a tool with Swift Playground? Because life is not perfect. The biggest one is Playground are slow and unstable so far. And also you will have to, well, it crashes, seriously, sometimes. And you will have to copy paste your code from your project, because even if you work on a view, it's probably already in your project. You have to copy and paste that code in your Playground, because you cannot import your own project code in a Playground that is within your project. I hope it's crystal clear for everybody. And you can import CocoaPod or whatever, but not your own project. And also, you will sometimes need to adapt your view, like for the first one, when needed to make it able to support timing function, reapply on the go. And what's next after that with those tools? Well, obviously, iPad Swift Playground. That can be even funnier to tweak your own animation in the train or whatever. You can imagine any kind of thing, tweaking gradient, animation sequencer, or whatever. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. So, shit, broke it already. So no flickering. Nice, nice. Thanks, Jean-Mi. So what about the next things that will arrive, that will come to playgrounds, like especially in terms of UI and visual stuff? That's for me very important.
So I think, like, already, well, Swift Playground on iPad is already a big thing for me. I've tried to tweak, like I said, my animation on the iPad, and it worked. I don't have the iPad Pro, unfortunately, but I will, maybe.
And for you, what's the big benefit of putting that on the iPad? Like, it's like trying it with the real fingers and things like that, or do you see other? No,
for me it's really like it's thing you don't want to necessarily do at work. Like sitting, it's like I take the train. I have 45 minutes of train every day. Sorry, and I would love to be able to tweak my animation in the train, because it's waste of time. I can't read code. I don't believe so on my iPad yet, but I can tweak my animation and play with it. So it's a good, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting, because like when Playgrounds arrived on the iPad, I thought, okay, you can do some kind of Swift coding, but like the UI part is not accessible. But actually with that, it's kind of is. So it's really
starting to.
Yeah, starting to. So we're getting there. And what would you like to see coming?
So for me, like I said, being able to import your own view of your project will be great, because I constantly like copy and paste code, and it's kind of like really annoying. Make it easier to import even like a Xib or storyboard. You can right now, but you have to compile them as nib.
What, you use storyboards? Okay, quick poll for the audience. Like, Jean-Mi, can we have light on the room? Just the very quick poll, because we love quick polls. Like, who's using storyboards?
Yeah.
Yeah! Thank you! We won! Okay. And who hates storyboards and nibs?
Nobody.
Ah, no, that's some kind of it. Okay, thanks, Jean-Mi.
So yeah, like I said, you can use nib, but you have to compile them with EBtool, and it's pretty cumbersome. So having improvement, being able to interface with Playground and Xcode project will be great.
Yeah, it's less friction
Yep.
less. Okay. We'll have to do a break now. We have around 25 minutes, so let's gather here at 11. You have some coffee and some French croissant at the lobby, and you can enjoy the patio, and let's meet in 25 minutes.
It's on
Thank
me.
you.
Go ahead.